you. All right, we have people from India. Guys, come on, guys. We have 27 people in the webinar right now. I'm only having less than 10 people of engagement. Come on, guys. Tell me where you guys from? From Mumbai, India, Singapore. All right, my hometown, Kuala Lumpur. All right, hope with the lockdown right now, you are doing great, Joker Lim. All right. Okay. It's sharp 11 right now. Welcome, everyone. My name is Jeffrey Leong. I believe some of you that see me several times, I can say a lot of times in most of the webinar. For new people that never seen me before, I'm Jeffrey. I'm all the way from Malaysia. All right, I'll be your co-host of today. Okay, before I pass the stage to the main host, I see a lot of you turn off your video camera. What is happening? Why are you not letting us see your beautiful faces? Come on, guys. All right. Turn on your video camera. That's the least thing you can do for Sharon, for Gary. All right. We need to look at your faces so that we can deliver much more value to you. All right. Come on, guys. Turn on your video camera to let Sharon and Gary look at your God beautiful faces. Okay. All right. Okay. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to pass the floor to Gary. All right. Okay, Gary, the stage is over to you.
Thank you, Jeffrey, for always being the amazing co-host you are. Thank you so much. Everybody give Jeffrey a big round of applause. You know, sometimes he doesn't eat, he doesn't sleep, he doesn't do any other thing. Put all his very important thing aside just to make this session an amazing session. So Jeffrey, thank you. You are a big blessing to me, to the team, to everybody in this world. Thank you. Let's all give Jeffrey a big round of applause. Awesome. So guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good whatever in wherever you are from. All right. So I'm so excited today to have a amazing lady to share with us, because when I looked through her bio, it was like, wow, this is a star. I would love to have her in my team. Oh. Never know, one day. And you know what, Sharon, you have something very similar with me. You have 4 beautiful children. I have 4 beautiful children too. I've got 3 girls and 1 boy.
I do too.
Oh, same. 3 girls, yes. 1 boy?
Yes.
Amazing. Talk about, wow, law of attraction. Amazing. So anyway, guys, once again, welcome to this show, Interview with the Stars. I started this program way back, now it's 2020, way back in November 2018. Can you imagine? I've done this program since November 2018. First interview with the stars, none other than the queen of Enagic, Cynthia Briganti. And now we have so many speakers that come on board. And guys, seriously, the reason why I'm doing this is very simple. I mean, and can you imagine 2018, people hardly even heard of Zoom. Today, everybody is Zoom this, Zoom that, Zoom everything, right? But I'm so blessed in a way, because I started with all this so-called tech stuff, you know, way before the lockdown came in and forces everybody to do it. So it was a blessing. And the whole idea is, I realized that time changes, things changes, people need to change. And I realized that people need to hear voices, stories from people who have made it, people who have walked the journey. And when I say people who have made it, doesn't mean you have to be some really wow, high and mighty up there. You can be just a normal people. And that's the whole idea. We call it Interview with the Stars. And I personally believe that everybody are born stars. The fact, if you really seriously think about it, the fact that you are born on planet Earth and watching this video right now, you're already a star. Guys, I mean, think about this. You need to beat through, you need to win through, I don't know how many millions of sperm to ever ovulize the egg to be here. So guys, you are a star in your own right, whatever, even though you are whatever, you know, or you have not even joined this session. Anyway, today we are going to have a very interesting session. I can feel it already. Yeah, although I've not really personally met Sharon or engaged a lot, but from what I hear from my friend Siha Top, my dear brother, my Cambodian brother based in America right now, he has so much great things to share, to talk about Sharon, that I say, yeah, better, not only I need to hear this, but everybody needs to hear this. And especially I can see, let me just have a look, that basically majority of today's crowd is in Asia. So Sharon, with this technology, I can't bring Asia to you. You know what I did? I just brought you to Asia.
I love it.
Yes, with a market of like close to 4 billion people.
Wow.
And you are a star. Remember, you are a star. Amazing, amazing. So once again, guys, thank you. Today is in Malaysia. It's a Tuesday morning. I know some people probably you may need to do some housework, or you may need to do some real work, or you even need to go to office, and probably you have put certain things aside. You just commit yourself to listen to this. So I have a very heavy responsibility, because I'm not doing this, although a lot of people may think that Gary Gunn is doing this fame, popularity. Yes, of course, who doesn't like that, right? But I seriously want this for you guys. And as I always say it in my talks all over the world, please treat this session, although it's just like you are hearing something, but please treat this like a potential life transformation event. Have probably a pen and paper, a notepad, or your gadget device, just take 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 20 points down, what Sharon has to share, because sometimes you never know, just one thing that you heard from today's talk, you put it into action, it may just be a life changer to you. Okay, and that will be my greatest blessing. Okay, you don't need to give me a single cent. Enagic has blessed me abundantly in financial terms. Abundantly, I mean, Jeffrey knows. Okay, don't give me a single cent. Just text me a message, or even follow me on YouTube. You just subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow us on our Facebook, Kangen Power Team International, or follow my Gary Gunn Facebook page. Just drop me a message. Just write something that says that probably something changed you, turn your life, something improved you. That will be my greatest blessing. My greatest blessing. I'll wake up every morning, afternoon, evening, and thank God, thank my lucky star that, because basically that's what I committed to my boss above, right? To be a life changer to people. And that's the reason why our team, the Kangen Power Team, is also having a tagline that says Kangen Power Team, changing lives globally. And I'm very proud and blessed to say that this team has been around for the last coming to 10 years now. We have been changing lives in 25 countries, having more than 60, coming to 70,000 members. And truly, it's an amazing journey. So once again, guys, today, the spotlight is not on me. The spotlight is on this amazing, beautiful lady all the way from Boston, America. So once again, Sharon, it's my great pleasure to have you on today's show. Sharon, guys, let's put our hands together and welcome Sharon Minard. Yeah! Woohoo! Hi, Sharon.
Oh, I'm so honored to be here. Wow, that was quite an introduction. And I'm honored to be in your presence and to be with all these amazing people. And we are so blessed to have such a beautiful global family. That is one thing I can absolutely say about this company, is just the warm welcome that you receive all around the world, that we really are a family. And it's just such a beautiful thing and a beautiful gift, the community that and Gary, you're a big part of creating that. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, we are always reminded how blessed we are. And can you imagine this company is still paying out 9-figure income during the middle of this pandemic? I mean, Wow. And not only that, sales are keep growing, you know, wow. I mean, sometimes I also find myself, I'm not sure, I don't call it guilty, but every time I keep posting all these amazing lifestyle and the food that I'm eating, you know, like some people is probably going through a lot of stress. And if you are on this call, you seriously want to talk to the person who introduced you here. All right. So Sharon, once again, thank you so much for being here. I know it's 10 p.m. at your time. It's probably, you know, I don't know what time you sleep, but probably it's a little bit towards your sleeping time and probably spending some time with your family. But you chose to be with us today to share something that probably may touch someone's lives out there. So Sharon, tell us, how long have you been doing this Enagic business? And tell us a little bit of your early days, you know, like how you got started. And I know you told me something about Cynthia and you, so we want to hear that story.
Great.
Yeah, Sharon.
I have kind of an interesting story. So actually, my story starts back in 2007. I was researching the water, the miracle water that they found in Mexico, where people traveled to drink of this water. And I heard that people were trying to recreate it and all this. And so I had a friend in 2009 who invited me over. She said, you have to try this water. And she explained how it was like the water that I had been researching and looking for 2 years. I drank it. I was addicted forever. I mean, I knew that we had to have it. But that was during the whole economic crisis in America. The whole, I mean, it was a global crisis, really. My husband had no work. We had lost our home. We had to move in with family. My husband, I was we were across country. My husband was interviewing in Boston. I was across the country. And I said, I don't know how, but we are going to find a way to get this machine. I mean, I can't live without this water. And we borrowed money. I don't even know how we did it, but somehow we did it. And the lady never really mentioned the compensation plan or whatnot, but I remember that the DVD, if you remember back in the day, the DVD came in the box and I put that compensation plan in and my jaw hit the ground. I had never seen anything like this whatsoever. So I thought this is it. Like, this is what I want to do. So I'm trying to tell people, I'm not really knowing what to say, what to do. I mean, back then we didn't have a lot of resources, didn't have a lot of support. And I was having a hard time moving forward. But really what it was is I had a horrible mindset up here. I had a terrible mindset of belief in myself, belief to succeed. And I had a horrible money mindset because we had lost everything. We had gone through poverty, all this kind of stuff. Like, I was in just a really negative state. I thought I was a positive person, but I was not. I had all these limiting beliefs all around me. And so through the years, I would kind of try to tell people, and it just really didn't go anywhere, which, you know, there are skills and things that we learned, you know, in the business and listening to Gary, you know, and all this and how to close people. And I just didn't really have the support or whatnot. And it always like left that ache in my heart because I knew this is what I wanted to do. But I think that there's seasons in our life when we're ready for things too. So I had a dream. I have a master's degree in counseling, but I had a dream that I went back to school and I knew I was supposed to go back to school and I got my master's degree in life coaching. So life coaching is all about mindset. And I was researching the brain. I'm like a total nerd. Like, I'm studying all about the brain, how the brain works, and how to train the brain toward positivity. And as I'm doing all this research, I'm thinking I could change these into little exercises that I could start doing. And they started changing my life. I literally started rewiring my brain. And so I kept putting these exercises together and I was like, I think I should make this into a book. And so I made a book. It's called Train Your Brain for Success, a 30-day boot camp to rewire the brain toward happiness, abundance, and success. And so it's exercises, because, you know, you can read books all day long, but that doesn't mean anything's going to change. You have to apply. And so I started using it on friends and family, and their lives started changing. I started opening my own business and their lives started changing. And I was like, this is powerful. And I began to feel a lot of chains fall off me. Lots of mindset just I didn't realize how much negative self-talk I had against myself, my beliefs about what I could do, how I could be successful, about my self-image, so much negative. And I had to learn to stop those thoughts and then replace them with the thoughts of what I wanted to. And so I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to move forward with this business. Like, I'm ready now with my coaching. And I just felt, I don't know people's different spiritual beliefs, but I felt God drop in my heart, I want you to do the water business now. And I was like, I've been trying to do the water business for all these years. And now, so this is just a couple of years ago. Now you tell me after I'm trying to start my coaching business that you want me to start the water business. I was like, no, this isn't the right timing or whatever. But the beautiful thing is, Gary, how important mindset coaching is with your team. So it was just like everything came together. So I had so after all those years, I went to find my upline. There was nobody. I was in a dead leg. So I called the company and I said, I need somebody to work with. I said, I want to work with someone really highly successful who can help me. And they said, well, we're going to connect you with Cynthia Briganti. I didn't know who Cynthia was. I had no clue who she was at all. And I said, well, who is she? And they said, well, she's a top producer in the company, in the world. And I'm like, will she even talk to me? And Cynthia, she just welcomes you with open arms, and she has loved me. She has been patient with me because I came in with no sales experience at all. And in business, 10% is product, 90% is sales. So not having the sales skills, you can be talking to people, but again, if you don't know how to close them and that type of thing, you're not helping them. If they're not buying the product, you're not helping them. So in the beginning, I was doing everything wrong because I was determined I was going to do it my way. Guys, listen to the leaders. Cynthia, Dale, they're like, Sharon, you talk too much. Listen, let the tools do the talking, like find the pain points, all this. And I'm just like, blah, just like, spewing all this
gun, right? Yeah, shooting everybody.
And so, so through time, I was like, okay, I guess I should start to listen. And, as I have, my team has begun to grow and all. And, now I'm at a place where, in the beginning, you're just like, you're trying to get anybody, doing, I did the water trials. We did the home meetings. Oh, here's another story.
Yeah.
So Cynthia, I signed up with Cynthia and I got another girl in with me, Danielle. That was in August. In September, Cynthia was going to be up in New Jersey for a big conference. So she said, why don't I come to Boston? We'll have a big meeting, invite as many people as you want. And so we invited over 1,000 people.
Wow.
We went to hundreds of businesses, talked to the owners, left flyers. I spent a ton of money on a room, got the projector. Here's Cynthia and Dale. They come in. Guess how many people came? Zero. Not one single person.
Oh my gosh. Okay. How did you take that? I mean, like.
So, we're thinking, here's our moment. We're going to become 6A like tonight. Like, we're going to have all these people. Like, we're just going to Zoom. But you know what? If we had had all those people come in at one time, we weren't ready for it. We hadn't grown. We hadn't developed. You grow into becoming a leader. And you grow into having the skills to help other people too. And so what I did though, is I took Cynthia's presentation and I made it into mine and I put it on my TV here at my house. And I invited as many people as I could every single week to my house. I had meetings and I'd get, you say 20 people say they'll come, 5 or 10 show up. But I would get, a sale or two every meeting. And that's how I started. And I gave out water and, water trials are a whole nother thing. You got to kind of have a, people will come and get water from you forever, so you have to, I learned that the hard way, like set, 2 weeks, and, that's it.
Maybe Sharon, since you mentioned about these water trials, you see, a lot of people have I mean, everybody somehow when they get into Kangen, they are being, uh, they somehow see the idea of this water trial thing, right? Like sometimes when you
Okay.
hear Daniel Dimakali talks about, you don't sell this machine, you just give water, just give water. So everybody is somehow like, okay, give water, you know. So is there any way, Sharon, or any particular method or system you'd like to share with the group today? How do you actually give water trial and not make it like a let them take advantage of you kind of thing, you know, and maybe somehow lead to a sale? Are you able to share
Right.
with the group today?
Oh, sure. So I don't really do many water trials now, just once in a while if people ask for water. But in the beginning, I think it is good for people because it creates belief because they're giving the water to people and people are having results, which helps them to see that in real life for themselves and create greater belief in the water and in Enagic. So with my people, I tell them, I mean, I used to do a 30-day water trial. That's a long time. And I drag water all over the place. I mean, I really wore myself out. So with my people, I say, if you decide to do water trials, I mean, this is up to you. I would set it at 10 days to 2 weeks. And you need to establish that from the beginning. One also is that they need to watch the water demo, or they need to understand the properties of the water before you bring them any water or they come to your house. I think that that's very important too, because if people don't really understand, they could just be drinking it, not paying attention to some of the results that they're having as well. You know, and then when you're getting close to the end, you begin to ask them, you know, soft close questions. You know, can you see yourself drinking this water in your home? You know, it's much more powerful when you drink it fresh, and kind of getting a feel for where they're at. Do you know how much money this is going to save you? You know, let's kind of think about what you're spending in bottled water and your cleaning supplies and your laundry detergent and that type of thing. And, you know, kind of working with people so that on that last day of water, they know they can't live without this water, and, you know, go ahead and get them to purchase, because the water trials are a lot of work. They're a lot of work. So you need to be prepping people along the way so that you can close them at the end. If they're really, really not ready, or they're not just financially, they just absolutely can't do it for one reason or another. Well, who else do you know who may be interested in doing a water trial? You could always get referrals that way. But if you're going to do them, you got to be willing to do the work, because it's a lot of work.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And you mentioned that you don't really do that much often nowadays, right?
No, I do more with attraction marketing online now. So if people, and I do networking, I do business networking, although this past year I haven't been able to do very much because of COVID restrictions and all, but I would go to networking, business networking meetings, just meet lots of people. Then I set up coffee dates with them, and I bring them a jug of the 9.5. I bring them a little bottle of the beauty water and a little bottle of the 2.5, because people love samples.
Yeah.
And I let them talk all about themselves. And then at the end, for a couple minutes, I talk about the waters as I explain, this is my gift to you. And these are some of the things you may feel. These are how you use the water. And they're always really receptive, because I'm not pushing it on them. I'm bringing them a gift.
Yes.
That makes sense.
Yes. A lot of people like to receive something, right? Rather than, you know, wow, this lady is again trying to sell me something, you know?
People are always like, oh, cool. Like when they call me around the area, I got termed the magic water lady. So I go to these business events, they're like, there's the magic water lady. So like they want to try this magic water. So they get kind of excited. Oh, I'm going to get to try it. And then I can call them in a day. How'd you feel? I just want to follow up. Are you using, I mean, there's so many different ways. I mean, like I said, I did the home meetings. I've done the water trials. I do attraction marketing. I've done the networking. I've tried some of that online stuff. I think some people have really succeeded. I think it can be tricky trying to get all of that to work, but there's lots of different means these days. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about what we do.
So, Sharon, since you mentioned that you have tried so many things, water share, online, home events. If I were to ask you, which among all these methods that you think is most practical, comfortable, and the most successful to you? Sorry, Sharon. Sorry. Sharon, are you hearing some background sound from my side, like some construction going on? Do you all hear that?
Maybe a little.
A little,
It's
right?
not too bad. It's not too bad.
Okay, because I actually live next to a forest, and I'm not sure why they are cutting down some forest trees and putting a pipe here.
No.
But if it's too disturbing, if it's too disturbing, Jeffrey, please just send me a text or tell me or interfere. Okay, I don't want people to hear the piling sound going bang 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 while our star Sharon is talking, right?
You're sweet. You're
Yeah,
sweet.
okay, coming back. So Sharon, is there one particular among so many methods that you mentioned tonight, is there one particular method you may want to say that, hey, it works well for me, you know?
I mean, right now I mainly do the attraction marketing. So, which is, you know, you're giving about 80% value, 20% is on your product, you know, showing up with lots of positivity, lots of, you know, just getting your face out there. I do a lot of lives, you know, that type of thing. But not everybody feels comfortable with that. You know, you have some people who prefer more one-on-one in person. You have some people who prefer social media. So, you know, to me, you know, my people coming in, I have people that aren't even on social media. Right. So for them, I'm like, okay, let's get a meeting in your house and let's start setting up some water trials. Because how else am I going to get them started? Then I have other people who are like master social media people. So of course, like we're going to get them like doing massive attraction marketing. So, you know, it's kind of meeting people, I think, where they're at.
Right. And what you have done with attraction marketing, like, for example, I believe it's online attraction marketing, right? Like you do live videos.
Well, like, right, like Facebook and things like that. And actually in your stories, and they say, like your post, just post in your main feed, your really, really top stuff. But in your stories, you can be much more freer in posting about your business. So like the water, I usually do a couple times a week, like 2, 3, 4 slides that kind of tell a story about the water.
Right.
And I'll usually get a few people who will reach out, hey, I'd like more information. So, you know, I'm like, they're seeing it, it's working. So.
Yes, it's amazing. I mean, Sharon, since you mentioned about this, I just want to add 1 or 2 points, you know, to especially the crowd here. I mean, right now we are in the middle of this pandemic. A lot of the old ways are not open to us. I mean, like I'm not sure in America, but in Malaysia right now, right in the city in Kuala Lumpur, 1 car, 2 people maximum, you know, that kind of things. And I guess the most simplest that you can do is to do something to tell the world, hey, I'm whatever, I'm Elvin, I'm Yati, you know, and I'm doing Kangen, you know, amazing company, amazing product, amazing business, you know. At least rather than maybe sit at home, watch Netflix or, you know, doing a lot of other things, what Sharon says makes a lot of sense. I mean, attraction marketing, and I think yesterday I posted a post both on my timeline and on my story. I say that it's so much easier for people to find you than you going out there to find people. I mean, you think about it, it's 4 billion people out there. Where is the next Sharon, you know? But if you do something where it gets people to have either a curiosity, certain level of excitement, you know, and they come to you, it's so much more easier. I'm sure you agree with me on that, right, Sharon?
Oh, absolutely. And finding your target market too. Like we tend to, you know, we're all friending each other, but we're not trying to recruit each other, you know. I mean, I love all my Kangen friends, but after a point it was like, I need to get an audience too they like health. You know, what are they're athletic, you know, what is your audience? You can go into Facebook groups and you can friend a lot of those people. Or I like to friend a lot of women entrepreneurs because they're already business minded, and either they might be interested or they might know somebody else that might be interested and help connect me. So you want to leverage social media to get in front of the audience that you want. And you know, the negative Nancy's, you just delete them. Or you can mute them if they're, you know, a relative or something. But you know, this is social media is your free television station. So you don't want to be an infomercial all the time. You want to offer good content and value, but they need to know what you do too. Yes. So sometimes I get so much on live coaching that people forget I do the water. And then I've gone through seasons where I've done so much water, they forget, you know, so it's kind of like this nice balance of kind of variety that you offer them that they can see you're kind of well-rounded.
Right. Sharon, still on the topic of online attraction marketing.
Okay.
We all know that this online space is both a pros and a cons. Pros is, yes, you can do a lot of things, you know, spread the message to the world, get to know a lot of people. But the cons is people have a free will to write whatever they want. And that could include what we call as bashes, you know, like internet bashes, you know. For certain reason, they don't like you or they're envious of your success, you know, wow, Sharon, pretty lady, you know, wow, you know, whatever, you know. So how do you handle that emotionally? Or do you come across situations like that? And how do you, because I know I got some ladies in my team or even guys, you know, they're so aggressively doing it and then suddenly, palm, you know, they face the reality of, you know, the white as well as the black. I mean, not as in white and black, but the dark and the bright and the darkness, you know. So from that perspective, share with us, how do you get all these so-called a bit of a negative kind of things, and how do you handle them emotionally, you know?
In the beginning, I mean, I did, because people, especially my friends, so friends and family will be much more judgmental. Perfect strangers usually will leave you alone.
The irony, right?
So in the beginning, people were like, what is she doing now? Like, wasn't she just doing her coaching? Now she's doing some funky water. Like, what's going on? And, you know, some of us have more tender hearts or more, you know, emotional or whatnot. And I would just be devastated. Just, oh my gosh, how could I do this? And my husband's like, you know, get yourself together and keep going. This is sales. Don't take this personally. That's you know, true. This is a reflection of their own issues. Like, this is not you. Just keep going. And over time, I just kind of learned to bounce now. Like, I don't even think twice about it. Here and there, I've had to block people from some really crummy comments or writing or whatnot. But overall, I mean, I'm sure the same with you, Gary. You just get to a point to where you know you're successful and you're moving in the right direction when you start to have haters. I mean, that's just it, because every highly successful person has haters. I mean, so I had somebody, they kept saying, you need to do TikTok videos. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do like some sort of, I put some TikTok, and this man was like, you are ridiculous. Like, you are a grown woman. Why are you doing? I mean, he just like bashed on and on and on. And I went, wow, I must be really stepping up right now, because I have a really good hater right here. I was like, good job. Like,
wow, Sharon, that's an amazing, awesome attitude you have there. And guys, I just want to repeat that what Sharon mentioned, just in case if you missed that, if you have a piece of paper and a pen, you want to write this down. You see, these people who are objecting you or bashing you or writing some silly comments on your posting and all that, it has nothing to do with you guys. And I like what Sharon said, it is their own challenges that they are facing. You know, they probably had a bad day, you know, bad day with their family, with their work, a pandemic, or probably bad day with a dog, you know, whatever, you know, it has nothing to do with you. So what Sharon said truly makes sense. It's their challenges that drive them to do silly things like that kind of things. And maybe Sharon, I would just like to add this very quickly, just as a reminder to my team, to the people on this call. And I've attended one talk by one of my great friends, Ras Juson from the Philippines. He's a life coach as well. And he says this, and I want to repeat this, hope it touches your life as well, Sharon, and everybody that's listening to this. He says that hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? It sounds like I'm playing with words, right? I say it one more time. Hurt people hurt people. In other words, that guy is hurting. And then he is expressing his emotion, his inner life, inner whatever, to the world. Now, if you think about it, if that guy is loving, having a great day, like he won the lottery, you know, 100 million US dollars, would he be thinking of punching somebody on the face, killing somebody, scolding, or even bashing somebody online? No way, right? So remember this, hurt people hurt people. So whenever you come across such situation, just tell yourself, don't worry, that's be a bit more sympathy to that person, you know, that guy. Oh, maybe you may ask him somehow, hey, seriously, what's going on in your life? Maybe I'll help you. I coach you better. Awesome. Thanks, Sharon. That was amazing. That's amazing. Thanks for reminding us about this. And guys, if you are not taking notes, I strongly suggest you take some down, because a lot of golden nuggets. All right, Sharon, I read your bio, and you are a life and health coach, right? So
Yes.
I like to pick your brains on this from the life coach point of view. If somebody is really brand new here today, not even a 1A, or probably just join and want to make it in Enagic, what do you think is your 3 biggest factor to success that you can advise somebody here to achieve certain level of success in Enagic?
Okay. So one is definitely like what I talked about before, is the mindset. And I love that you did a money mindset video earlier. That was awesome. Or maybe that was yesterday, your time. I don't know. I'm confused. But you know how important it is. I mean, we have to come, just like me, I couldn't move forward because I had so many limiting beliefs. And so you get, had so many limiting beliefs. So the mindset is so important. And then 2, I believe, is your learning sales skills. So like I said before too, like 90% is sales, 10% is the product. And yet people come in and they feel like they have to know everything about the product. That was me. I have to know every single thing about the product before I can like talk about it or whatnot. Listen, just know enough to get people curious. And then we turn to the tools. We have the videos. We have, our upline to help us. It has to be duplicatable. And my problem is I came across as an expert in the beginning, and then people came in and thought they had to be an expert too. So keep it simple. If they say keep it simple, stupid, like keep it simple, because simple is duplicatable. So use the simple, use the systems that your team has created, the tools, your website, the videos, the demos, to refer people to. Third-party validation versus believing you. Your friends and family won't believe you, but they'll believe your friend that's in the business, or they'll believe a video of somebody else doing a demo. And then 3 is just to keep going. Keep going, like stay close to your team, stay connected, and keep going. Because the beautiful thing about our company is you can go as fast or as slow as you want to go. I mean, there's no company out there that you don't derank, and we don't derank. I mean, it's such a beautiful thing. So I encourage my team, be here in a year, be here in 5 years, be here in 10 years, because the incredible thing about our opportunity is we're laying a foundation that when our company explodes, those of us who have stayed that steady pace and laid the foundation, it's going to be unbelievable. I mean, it's going to multiply like beyond our dreams, but just keep that steady pace of sowing seeds. Just keep going. You'll get there if you don't quit. Again, it doesn't matter how fast or slow. Yeah, faster is better. But if all you can do is slow, then do slow. Just do what you can. And that's what I tell my team, because some people are ready to run and other people, running is terrifying to them. So let them walk until they're ready to run. You got to meet people where they're at.
Wow, amazing. Yeah, thanks, Sharon. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you think about this is really true. And Sharon, can I ask you a question? Because when
Sure.
I looked at your bio, being a author, health coach, life coach, does these titles that you have, like for example, you say, some people, they feel that, oh, maybe I need to be like Sharon to make it. Well, are these titles, does it make people feel like they need to be like you, or it doesn't, or it's okay?
I mean, with my team,
is it an advantage, or yeah, is it an advantage?
I mean, I don't know if it hurts, but I don't think people feel like they have to be. Sometimes people can then, if you have too many titles, they're like, oh, well, she's just a salesperson, versus you're just a normal person sharing this out of your heart because you want to help people.
Right.
So I think there's pros and cons to both, maybe. I think you just got to be you, do you, be you,
Yes.
be authentic. As long as you're authentic,
Yes.
I don't think it really matters. And again, you're not pointing to you, you're pointing to the product, you're pointing to the tools. Let the tools do the talking. Take the emphasis off of you and point it to the third party, to your upline. I mentioned when I first got in, I mean, I had nothing. I'd made very little money, but I pointed to Cynthia. I can use her as an example. We can all use Cynthia as an example. We can use Gary as an example. So point to the ones that are more successful. Don't point to yourself. Unless you are super, Gary, you can point to yourself.
I still point to a lot of people. Yeah, true. Okay, Sharon, from the time that you joined Cynthia until now, how many months or years has that been?
So it's been a couple of years now.
Like 3?
Yeah, I guess 2.
Oh, 2? Okay. So 2 years in Enagic, doing everything. Okay. I ask you a question, Sharon. Let's say today Gary gives you a time machine. Like Michael J. Fox, right? Back to the Future. So with what you know today, with what you know, what you are doing right now, and I bring you back 2 years ago to the day you joined Cynthia again. Now, guys, listen up. It's very important to listen to this, because we always say we want to learn from people's mistake rather than our own mistake. Of course, we can't escape making mistakes, but sometimes when you hear what people say, hey, I should not do this so much, I should do this more, it really makes a lot of difference. And when we do it, and makes our life much easier. So Sharon, should you have a time machine to go back 2 years ago on the day you joined Cynthia, with the knowledge that you have right now, what would you do differently?
Well, kind of like what I was saying a few minutes ago, is just stop trying to be an expert about all of it and talk. I just talk so much.
Right.
And instead listen to people. What are their needs? What are their problems? How can I help them? Like, again, take the emphasis off of me and put it on them, because that's something I learned in sales. So in the beginning, I think if I had read a good sales book, like I love Grant Cardone's Sell or Be Sold book. That book helped me tremendously. If I could have read something like that towards the beginning, I think that really would have helped me. I mean, some people come in and they've been in business, they've been in sales, where for those of us that we come out of careers, I was in career counseling. I was always in helping fields. So I was literally, I'm not joking, I would have people ready to give me their money, and I felt guilty because I want to serve and give. I felt guilty taking their money. And I would almost like talk them out of buying it because I felt guilty. And so, these are things that I had to overcome the money mindset, I'm not helping them if they don't buy the machine. So I had to begin to shift that. This isn't just, yes, I'm being blessed financially, and we're blessed tremendously financially. I mean, Mr. and Mrs. O'Shea are just incredibly generous, but this is all about changing lives. And I'm not changing a life if I'm not helping them to make the decision to purchase. And people, they're scared to make decisions. The money thing can scare them. And something that Cynthia said to me that was really powerful, she said, Sharon, she said, if you feel like whoever it is, that this machine is too expensive for that person, she said, you are projecting poverty upon them. You are putting a wall there to block them from buying, because you've just put that poverty on them. She said, I go in with the attitude that God wants this person to have this machine. This is living water. And that he's going to make a way for them to get it. And I have literally watched her in the bathroom sell to somebody in like 2 minutes. She just manifests things immediately. Why? Because she has the belief, she has the faith, and she has the sales skills to do it. So we got to increase our belief, our faith, and our sales skills. Be like Cynthia. Be a whole lot easier.
Wow, Sharon, that's a whole lot. That's probably worth, to me, $5 million. What you just shared. It's simply amazing. A lot of time we always somehow, human beings, right? We tend to prejudge. We look at that person and say, I don't think this guy is going to buy, and then or even when we talk to them about Kangen, it's like we are projecting, like like what you mentioned, we put a wall and tell them that like we are sending the energy out that they cannot afford this. Well, I mean just think about this. If you know somewhere has gold, and you need a shovel that is costing $1,000. I mean, and by beg, borrow, or steal this shovel, that person can get gold and make 10 million for a 1,000 shovel. You won't go and have a feeling of thinking that, hey, I think he cannot afford it, right? So, I mean, what you just mentioned, Sharon, from Cynthia, that's amazing. That's $1 million. Guys, I'm not sure. Guys, give me some response. Give me some response if you are getting a lot of nuggets here. Give me a 2. All right. Let me see some engagement. Give me a 2. If you are learning from this amazing lady, from this mother of 4, health and life coach, author, give me a 2. Come on. 67 people, you can do better. Give me more 2s. Give me more 2s. Wow, Sharon, can you see the 2s flying out there? Amazing. They're learning so much from you, Sharon. And of course, a few points that Sharon mentioned just now. She talks about try not to be an expert, listen more. That's the reason why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So don't go in with a machine gun and blah, 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 blah. Then everybody died. You don't get a sale. They all walk away. Yeah, and yes. And Sharon mentioned also about learning, guys. I talked about this quite a bit. Also, I said network marketing, or Enagic, is actually a self-development program disguised in a business outfit. So yeah, I mean, I love Grant Cardone, 10X, Sold or Be Sold, Tony Robbins. I grew up with all these people like Napoleon Hill, Zig Ziglar. I used to be able to talk with that Zig Ziglar Texan accent. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a Chinese Malaysian boy speaking like a cowboy from Texas? I mean, yeah. So guys, seriously, improve. The more you improve yourself, reading books. You don't like read book, listen to audio, see videos. But the more you improve yourself, the higher your paycheck will be. Your commission, your Kangen bonuses, everything is connected. Yeah. So thank you. So amazing, Sharon, you shared this part. Benefit reminds us over and over again. So Sharon, tell us, what's your biggest goal right now in Enagic? What are you shooting for?
Well, my ultimate goal is I want to raise up leaders. And so because of the transformation, because as you know, your business grows as you grow. And my goal is to raise up millionaires who will make a difference in this world. And to me, it's not really, the money is good, but I know if they're a millionaire, they've become an influencer, they've become a leader, and they're making an impact. And so my ultimate goal, I don't know if this will take 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, I don't know, but my ultimate goal, and they say dream big, is I want to raise up 1 million millionaires through my team. And I really think we have the business to do that. I mean, if you think of where we're positioned and where this is going to go globally, I think we really need to be thinking, we should be thinking so big that it scares us. I mean, that scares me, but you know, I know it's not just me. I have it, you know, it's going to be a team of people, but that's, you know, in this day and age, you really need $1 million to be able to, I feel, to really make an impact in this world. And I believe that good people should have money, and the good people should be leaders and should be influencing. And I love to raise up couples together in unity too. Not that they have to both do Enagic, but I really believe that they need to be on the same page, moving toward the same goal together. I think that's really important. So that's something that I work with and try, because spouses don't always come on board, or partners or whatnot. And sometimes the one person coming in the business, and maybe this was you, and is you're growing and they're not. And we start to see some issues there, and we have to either help them grow, or there's going to be more and more divide too. And I think some people are scared of success because of that dynamic too. So there's a lot of dynamics of growing people, but ultimately I really want to raise up couples together. Like, that's just really my heart. So I'm excited. I mean, we have the opportunity of a lifetime. I mean, there's nothing else like this.
Amazing. Yeah. Sharon, what you say just now just resonates a lot with me. I always tell people, because some people really looked at Enagic. I'm not saying it's right. There's no right and wrong. Okay, it's just a matter of perspective. Some people just looked at it as a $5,000 water machine, you know, 8 points, you know, 285 or whatever the amount is, you know, 6A, or maybe even what, like me, -5, you know, 50,000, 100,000 a month. But you know what? My belief, when I looked at this whole thing, I come to a situation where I feel every time when I watch those shows like Avengers, you know, and Avengers Endgame, you know, Iron Man, Superman, Batman, you know, all these, yeah, like my kids here, they love all these. They are looking at me now. Wow, that is talking Avengers, Marvel, you know, to me, Enagic gives us the power to change the world. How cool is that? If you are looking at it from a point of a career, like I always tell my children, you know, if your teacher asks you again, you know, my kids, they go to school. If your teacher asks you again, what your daddy do, what your father do, the occupation, his occupation is Superman, change the world. I mean, the teacher can laugh about it, the teacher can scold, but don't you think we are really like that? I mean, Sharon, think about it. You are a Superwoman, Wonder Woman. You are Superwoman, Wonder Woman, and all put together, changing the world. I mean, guys, I mean, what better career can you have than this? I mean, every morning I wake up and I still think, wow, I mean, I don't wear my underwear outside like Superman does. Don't wear a cape, but we literally we are living that life. Yeah, so Sharon, you're amazing. And you talked about raising 1 million millionaires. Wow. I never thought of that. You have just raised my bar that high. Now Sharon says 1 million, I better do 10 million.
There you go.
and I like this saying by Gandhi. I'm not sure, Sharon, if you've heard of it before. He says, we lose ourselves, we find ourselves by losing ourselves in the service of others. And I don't know about you, Sharon, but many times in my life, I realized that when I'm in the mode of putting people first and getting so involved, passionate in solving their problem, somehow my problems goes away. And not only my problems goes away, somehow doors open left, right, center, top, bottom, everywhere.
Yeah.
So Sharon, you saying about making a million millionaires, wow, it's simply amazing. I mean, can you imagine? Yes, a million millionaires will be so excited. Their life is changed so much. They become a millionaire. But that lady that made a million millionaires, Sharon Wiley Minard. Wow. So amazing. So amazing. Yeah. And yeah, so wow, your goal is amazing. Thank you for inspiring me, guys. I hope you are inspired by this. If you are not taking notes seriously, take more notes. All right. And Sharon, have you been involved in other network marketing before Enagic?
I have a little bit here and there, but it never went anywhere. And you have to sell, we talk about this in our webinars all the time. You have to sell like 500 products a month to get to a $10,000 income, where with us, it's like 5-6 sales. I mean, how can you ever go back? I mean, really, we're so spoiled. We're so spoiled. I mean, we've shown our comp plan to a couple of high up people in other companies, and they literally just look at it and they're like, they can't even comprehend. I mean, we're just so blessed. So yeah, we're very blessed.
Personally, what do you think if you were to describe, let's say I am a seasoned networker, or not really seasoned, maybe I've done 2 or 3 companies before. How would you describe the difference between Enagic and whatever that you have seen before, and the heartbeat of Mr. and Mrs. Oshiro?
Right. So, I mean, there's no problem with low ticket items. I mean, most of network marketing is low ticket items, but the dilemma is you have to sell so many because you get very small commissions. And what I found was I'm losing customers as fast as I'm getting customers. So you almost feel like you're never getting ahead. If you don't meet those quotas, then you derank and you're making even less. And it's just a lot of pressure and a lot of stress, and for these little commissions. I mean, my goodness, 90% of network marketers make less than $500 a month. And they're out there really working, because they have to have so many sales just to get that 500. I mean, I have a friend who I got into Enagic, who was in another business. She had 100 distributors and was only making like $1,000 a month with 100 distributors. And I said, you're working so hard. I mean, she loved the company. She loved what she did, but she realized she couldn't get to her goals in that company. I mean, it's, in standard network marketing, the top 1% makes 90% of the income. We're Enagic, so that's, it's not a pyramid scheme, but it is a pyramid shape in the standard network marketing, where we have the rectangular shape where it's more evenly distributed and there's no deranking and the commissions are so large. So it's kind of like my husband. The example I use is my husband sells windows, doors, roofs. So his commissions range from a couple $100 to a couple $1,000 per sale. And I'm like, that's my commission. And he's able to make a 6-figure income from selling that. But if he doesn't work, that stops with him. Where with us, I mean, my gosh, you sell, even if you're a 3A and you make a sale and you help that person make 3 sales, that's over $4,000 just from a few sales in your pocket, just as a 3A. Now imagine as a 6A, you double that, I mean, we're so spoiled. We're how could we go anywhere else? This is why Cynthia is still here after all these years. This is why Gary's still here. This is why the Defesha is all of them after all these, Tamia, 13, 14 years in the company, they're still here. This is why after all of the years, we've been drinking this water, I knew in my heart, this was the only business that I could do. That's why I didn't give up, even though those years I couldn't really work it. I knew this was it. Guys, we're so blessed.
It's amazing, yeah. And Sharon, I always say this in my talks. I said if those people who join Enagic as their first network marketing company, they should thank their lucky star, thank God, thank whatever faith they believe in, because they've already found the best. Can you imagine you buy your first lottery ticket and you hit the jackpot? I mean, it's like that, Some of us, like some people like me, have to go through 15 different companies. Some literally are scams. We lost thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars, just to get to the best right now after, in my case, 25, 30 years. Yeah, because I started my journey very early, like I grew up in a network marketing family. So yeah, you are very true. We are so spoiled. But then again, Sharon, do you agree with me? Sometimes we are so spoiled that it becomes a slight disadvantage, because then we are not as go-getter as others, Like I'm not even talking about network marketing. Let's compare the insurance industry. I'm not sure if this is the same in America, but if you look at the insurance industry in Asia, those guys are so go-getter, because why? Every month there's a quota. Every time you don't hit a certain thing, you'll be penalized. Everything is so low, like it's like they have a gun pointed on their head. If you don't do this, we'll pull the trigger. So because of that, the guys in the insurance industry in Malaysia, in Asia, wow, they can talk like as if, there's no such thing as time. They don't believe in sleeping. They don't eat, something like that, to that extent. So yeah. So can you imagine if you just have that go-getter mindset of these guys in Enagic? Wow, you're like on a home run, right,
You're
Sharon?
You're Cynthia Briganti.
Yeah, like that. Yes, that's true. Like,
I mean, she does not stop. I mean, she's in her 60s. The woman can outperform any 20-year-old. She doesn't stop. I mean, she told me she sells from 20 to 60 machines a month on her own. Just on her own. Sharon,
I want to make a confession. Cynthia is not human.
I know.
Cynthia is not human. She's a different breed. She's like, I've seen her in action. Okay, I've seen her in action. When she was in Malaysia, 2 or 3 years back, I forgot, and she still got 1 or 2 more days left. I got a friend of mine, which also is one of my business partner in Kangan, and is doing a little bit of a small local tour. So this friend of mine actually took Cynthia and Dr. Dale for a tour around Kuala Lumpur city, our capital. And he told me, he says, Gary, your Enagic grandma, your Kangan grandma, she's weird. It's like, she's weird. I said, like, why you say she's weird? She was sitting at the back of my car. He brought a 12-seater car. She was seated behind. And the moment the car stopped at the traffic light, not even a parking lot, a traffic light, she spotted another car with a Filipino lady. She wiped the window down and starting blurting and shouting and talking about Kangan to that lady. No, she's got no idea, a stranger. I'm telling you, Cynthia, not human. Okay, guys? No, just joking. She's human. But I tell you, that level of excitement and enthusiastic attitude, that whole mental attitude, that mindset, I really need to take out my hat to Cynthia. And Sharon, you are amazing and you are very blessed because you have her as your immediate, okay? So it's like, Cynthia is Cynthia, Pierre, Bernard, Sam, Andrew, me. Cynthia is 6th level to me, and wow. She is like God direct. Amazing. Wow. Okay. I know we have been learning so much from you, Sharon. Thank you so much for your time. But just like every other thing, the saying goes, everything good or bad has to come to an end. So before we come to an end of today's session, everybody, guys, if you all like the session today, seriously, guys, if you all like the session today, you got value, you learn something, it open up some light bulb, it light up some light bulb in you. I want you all to keep putting on the chat message, you know, if you want to thank Sharon, whatever you want to write, just keep putting there so that later we can Jeffrey can compile all this and probably put it somewhere, you know, on social media. Yeah. So guys, just keep on putting it on the chat button. So Sharon, last but not least, okay, what would you advise? What would you give your last message and advice to a new people today that just joined and want to be a success in Enagic? What would be your advice to that person? A new people or somebody that's not really new anymore, 5-6 years, probably after doing some things here and there, got burnt out, things not working, and probably in the verge of giving up. And now he's on this call, just wanting to give him or her a last chance to hear from mother of four, health and wealth coach, author, Sharon Minard. What's your advice to the new and to the senior leaders? Yeah.
Well, you know, I think one is all things are possible to those who believe, you know, and remembering that your business, it's your business, it's yours, you know, and whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. And to begin to take that responsibility that this is my business. If I'm going to be successful, I have to work it. I mean, just like Cynthia, why does she sell so many machines? She talks to a lot of people. So, you know, if we're just going to sit at home and reach out to, you know, somebody once in a while, you know, we got to understand, you know, we're going to move slow. I mean, how many seeds you sow is going to determine what kind of harvest is going to come back to you. And so just keep being consistent and sowing those seeds, and your harvest will come in time. I mean, like I said, in the beginning, I was moving real slow. I was doing everything wrong. But you know what? That's how we learn, and that's how we grow, and that's how we help others too. Is to go, I've been there. I did that. Don't do that. Save yourself some time and pain, you know. And, you know, just stay plugged in with your team, stay connected. You know, we have amazing global family, stay connected, because this is the opportunity of a lifetime. I mean, we are blessed just beyond what we can even understand. We're so blessed to have Mr. and Mrs. Ashir to pave the way for us. And, you know, Mr. Ashir in the beginning, it was just him. I mean, him grinding away, making this happen. And thank God he didn't give up there at the beginning, or after 5 years, or after 10 years. I mean, it was 20 years before they became in-home use machines. What if he had given up before then? But he didn't. He kept going. So keep pressing on, guys, because it's going to be worth it. It is so going to be worth it. Your future self is going to thank you.
Wow, amazing. Yes, Sharon, you shoot it right at the bullseye. Just keep going. Yeah, it's true, guys. Seriously, I mean, think about this. If you think the challenges that you are facing is tough, I mean, just think of Mr. and Mrs. Oshiro. I mean, just think about it. And until today, he doesn't even speak English. And today he has like covered the half of the non-speaking, I mean, all the speaking English market here in the world, you see. So sometimes, yeah, I mean, the least you can do is not to give up. The least you can do. And the fact that the plan is designed in such a way that if you don't give up, you will make it. Because there's no demotion, there's no deranking, there is no termination, there's no suspend, nothing. It's like as long as you don't give up. But when I say as long as you don't give up, some people misconstrued it. They say, Gary, I didn't give up, I just do other things. Hey, that's as good as giving up, guys. Hey, don't get me wrong, you know. When I say don't give up means you still put in the action to do it, even though if it's baby step. You know, I joke about this because I've been doing training for so many times, you know, and some people really like to give me some weird response. Gary, I didn't give up. I say, oh, that's good. But I joined another company. Hey, that is giving up, right? Hey, don't kid yourself. Don't kid yourself, okay? So stay in Enagic, stay the course, okay? Call other people, call the different people, connect like what Sharon is doing, you know, connect with successful people, connect with your uplines, learn, training, read books, videos, you know. And guys, don't underestimate the power of the internet. Seriously, I don't care. And there is no excuse, okay, guys? Seriously, there's no excuse. Even if you don't know how to use the computer, you can get somebody to do it for you. So there's no excuse at all, okay? Don't ever say, I don't know, so therefore I'm not doing. Just go and do it. But you need to have your presence on the internet. Even if you you give wrong information, which you should not, but you need to be on the internet. You need to tell the world that, hey, I am so and so, and this is what I'm doing. This is what you need to check it out. Come and join me. Let's do this together. You need to do that. All right, Sharon, although I want to end this already, but somehow on Facebook, people love you, Sharon. Everybody in Asia loves you. I don't care. You need to find your way, smuggle yourself in the luggage and get here to Malaysia or to Asia.
I'd love to.
Okay, Sharon, there's the message that came in from the Facebook, and it says you're a mother of 4, because they heard me talking of you are being a mother of 4. Share with us. I'm very sure there are a lot of parents, a lot of juggling moms, you know, juggling with kids and family life and business. Tell us, okay, first and foremost, tell us how young are your children? Tell us how young are your children. I don't like to use the word old. Remember, mindset is everything. Tell us how young are your children and how you manage this, you know, being a author, a life coach, health coach, and then a mom, super mom, you know. Yeah, share with us how you juggle all this.
Yeah. Oh, sometimes I feel like I'm going crazy. So my kids are ages 9 to, my oldest is almost 18, and 2 weeks she'll turn 18. So kind of a span there. But basically what we teach our team is, because you have busy moms, you have people who work, they don't have a lot of time. And so what we ask is that they commit to what we call the power hour. So the power hour, I don't know if you've heard, we break that into 15-minute increments. So the first 15 minutes is following up with people. So I don't know how much you want me to go into this.
No worries. Briefly, it's okay.
Okay, so it's the acronym FAME. So F for who do I need to follow up with? I'm going to do that quickly in 15 minutes. A is we use ATM, which is we get people into add, tag, and message into our Facebook group so they can see our videos and information. The M is our message, is doing our daily post on Facebook, so the attraction marketing. And then E is expanding our network, getting new friends. So that power hour is the core of, if you can do nothing else, can you give it an hour? If you don't have an hour, can you give 5 minutes each? Like, what can you do? And you could do the 15 minutes in the morning, 15 in the afternoon. Like, you can break it up, because as a mom, I'm all over the place. And kids, I have kids partially in school, partially in home, sports. I mean, I'm forever all over the place. And so sometimes I have to kind of break it up. But at the minimum, can you try to do that power hour? So that's where we start with our people. That's a whole another teaching though, but that hopefully gives you some idea of how you can break it down.
Sharon, is your acronym Power Hour and your FAME copyrighted?
Well, we follow, somebody good to follow is John and Nadia Melton.
Okay.
So they are really great in teaching network marketing. So we're always following, they teach on creating a Facebook group to add people to. So we created our Facebook group so that they can get lots of exposures in there. So recently they taught that FAME, and we have really liked that. And you can keep each other accountable. Like, come into the group, check off when you've done your FAME hour. And man, oh gosh, I haven't done it. And I gotta do it. So it's powerful, just simple, but focused and powerful is much better than just little stuff, here and there. And of course, we have calls that we get on, we're helping our team, there are other things that come along, but we kind of teach, that's kind of the core of making sure we're doing our activity and not just going into management mode too, but that we are bringing new prospects in.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, Sharon. Wow, Power Hour with the FAME acronym. It's amazing. Yeah, I need to share that with my team. It's amazing. Yeah, guys. And a lot of time people always say that, oh, I like to get into full time. You know, I always tell people this. I don't know if you heard this before, Sharon. I said, you know, there are a lot of people who do Enagic business full time, but their full is not Full, but FOOL. Full time, you know. So don't. You can even do Kangen part time with a full time mindset. Make every hour counts. Make every hour like what Sharon said, your power hour. Like that hour is going to make like you can work, you know, whatever you are working, your day job, your career. There's probably not paying a lot, or sometimes it's okay, but stressful. You don't get the freedom. But that few hours, or that 1 hour, or that half an hour that you give yourself, like the power hour that Sharon talks about, make it as though as that every minute is worth $1 million, and give all you can to make that process work for you. And of course, accountability is so important. So Sharon, thank you once again. Although I would love to keep going until, you know, but yeah, I will be doing you an injustice, because if I'm not mistaken, you are now close to 12 in midnight, right? You're about near to 12, right? Yeah. So I know you need to get your sleep. Of course, you need to be charged for your power hour as well. So anyway, Sharon, you have been amazing. You have been a great guest. You have shared so much. Guys, once again, if you all get amazing, tremendous value, just put me there, okay? Just put me. And thanks, Sharon, you know, for being such an amazing host, such an amazing guest with us, sharing all the tips. I've learned so much, Sharon. Seriously, I've learned so much. I would like to put 3 or 5 things I learned today into action. And if you come to Malaysia, don't be fearful, but I'm going to feed you from morning until night. In Malaysia, everybody eats every day. We have 24 hours restaurant every corner. So every day when you come here, we'll go for nice, amazing Asian food. You have that. Bring the whole family. Bring your husband. Bring your 4 beautiful children. Yeah, bring everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. So guys, once again, let's all give a big round of applause, a Zoom applause to Sharon. Such an amazing giver, such an amazing individual to share so much with us today. For your information, our next session in December with Interview with the Stars, we are going to have another amazing individual. If you have heard of him, if you have not, his name is Kangen Joe from Canada, under JV Pacifico. Amazing guy, a Filipino based in Canada right now. And this man is going to share some amazing stuff with us in December. So stay tuned. We will be posting the flyer out on our Facebook page. So if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, okay, it's just look for Gary Gunn 368. Today's session will also be made into a YouTube training video. I hope you're okay with that, Sharon.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so that people can continuously learn from you. Today's session will be made into a YouTube training video and will be available at Gary Gunn 368 on YouTube. So I hope, Sharon, you can also subscribe to my video. There are a lot of very good things, a lot of very good trainings. And you guys better make sure you subscribe to it. And please follow our Facebook page, Kangen Power Team International. We have a lot of great announcements, a lot of inspiring messages, a lot of self-development programs, a lot of learning stuff that you can pick up to make your Enagic, your Kangen business a success, as well as your life. Of course, if you want to follow me as a friend, always go to my page, Gary Gunn 368 on Facebook. You can also add me as your friend, then we can chat. All right, guys. So once again, I hope today's session has been truly an amazing one. Oh, before I forget, Jeffrey, are there any questions on the chat that people need to hear from Sharon, an answer from Sharon or anything? Jeffrey?
Everybody is taking down notes of nuggets from Sharon. No questions.
Wow. So everybody is dumbfounded. It's like, oh, you know, Sharon, you mentioned your jaw drop, like, oh, wow, I got so much, so you have been just simply amazing, Sharon. So once again,
thank you.
Thank you so much. I wish you a pleasant sleep shortly. And to everyone here, thank you for joining. Hope today's session is great. Start spreading the good news, the good message to the world. And as I always say, let's be the miracle the world is waiting for. And with this, I would like to unmute all of y'all so that you can say all your thank you, all your gratitude feelings to Sharon in your own language. All right, guys. So let me just do this. All right. So guys, you can unmute yourself now. Come on. Hello. Are you able to unmute yourself?
No.
Yes.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Sharon.
Thank you,
Sharon.
Sharon.
Thank you,
You're so
Sharon.
good.
Thank you.
Sharon.
You as well.
Thank
You too, Sharon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sharon
Awesome
and
sharing.
Jeffrey.
Thank you.
Arigato.
Thank you so much.
Tamato.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sharon.
Thank you, Sharon.
Yes, Yanni. Kamsia. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Sharon.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye, guys.
Good
Bye-bye.
night.
See you in the next session.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you so much.